All right, hi Sophia. So welcome to your new CRM. When you go to your website, you would go to sophiadove.com/ZCRM instead of just CRM. So it stands for Sophia CRM. This is the version that we're going to be using. It's a lot better than the other one that you have. So you'll connect with your username and password that I'll email you. Click on sign in and you'll land to this little interface here. Each of these boxes, basically you can remove them and add them. They're called widgets, and you go here to the side to add them. I like to have a little note here, note to self, that I usually use for I guess it doesn't fit with this one. This one is a double one. Notes. So when I first log on, if I have notes that I written to myself, they'll show up right here. So the main thing in this database is what I really like is it separates contacts with leads. So contacts and organizations. These are organizations that you do business with. They're existing clients, people who have hired you, and leads are people who either join your mailing list by downloading the form that you have, or they go on Facebook, and on Facebook they fill up one of those lead generation form. So these names from Facebook ads or either from business cards that you scan, they're all going to go straight into here. So I'll email you the app to scan business cards, but it will add these people into leads. So you can also add them manually. So you'll see the list of leads down here. And one mistake that people do when they want to add leads is start typing the information in here. This is all search fields. So these are what you can search your database for. So you click on here to add leads, or you can click on the plus here. The plus will give you the option to add several things, either leads, campaigns, tickets, all that fun stuff. So let's start with a lead. So click on add lead. Misspelled it. I'll spell that one too. And lead source. So actually, if you know you are going to add an organization, it saves time instead of creating the organization and then creating the contact to create it as a lead and then after convert the lead into an account. It saves time. So let's say I want to add this as an account. I will go into the leads first, and lead source is where I got this name from. So we're gonna add a bunch of stuff in here. We'll add any kind of marketing campaigns that you do. You should list them in here. So when we look at the leads, we can tell how many names are coming from which campaign. Lead source is pretty much what I use the most. And when you import data, so let's say you want to import from a spreadsheet, you have to make sure you add a lead source field in that import, and that you enter what it is that it's from. So for example, I went to teach a conference in Brandon. Then in all the names that I got from this conference in Brandon, I put Brandon conference, and now I can track how much business I get from this conference. So very, very important. This is all customizable. Industry, if you want, you can use that. I don't personally use it, and I work in a lot of industry and probably need to start using it a bit more. In your case, you only work with the health industry, so it's not going to make a difference. primary email is primary phone. Okay, 4. And actually, I'll put my real phone number in here. 977-2805. I believe when you make a phone call and you have the app installed, it will ask you if you want to log the call in here. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure if what needs to be. I have a new LG phone and I haven't really seen this. Anyway, primary email. Okay, save. One thing that is very important in electronic communications is you have to be able to tell people to opt out. So if someone asks you to not contact them anymore, a lead, right? They don't want to get emailed anymore. You can edit the lead and put here a check mark in opt out. So that way, if you try to email them from here, it won't work. You won't be able to email them. So this is very useful when you have several employees. Let's say you have 2 salespeople and you have an office manager, and the database is used for central communication. Everyone has their own account to it and the email client from it. If a client tells me not to contact them anymore and John, the sales guy, contacts them, they have ground to make a complaint. So if John tries to email them through this database and I said that they didn't want to be contacted, John's not going to be able to email them. So this is very important. All right, so we've added the first lead. His Dom right there. I'm going to send an email to Dom. Well, the email is not configured. Okay, this is a brand new install. You will not need to know how to do this, but oh, you can't because you're not the admin. All right, so I'll configure that. I'll configure that for you. But this is where you would just simply email Dom. And the list, what's really neat is that when you're emailing clients, you get a lot of emails in your inbox, and sometimes it's very cluttered trying to find the email history with one person. Here, it groups everything by clients. So it really organizes your notes and your communications better. So if I meet someone and they tell me about their kids and the sports that they're on and the activities, when I go to my leads, I'll pick up Dominic before calling him, and I'll look at the notes. Right, so in the notes, in the description, to send kids pros at every sports in existence. All right. Okay, save that. So what's neat is there's really no limit to how much information you can put here. You can even drag this to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and all your notes on that lead is over here. You can add documents, so images or PDFs, any documents that is being emailed to this client, you should add them into their files. The default view is a summary view, and this just gives you activities, if there's things to do, whatever's been done, and comments. I use the comments a lot for let's say I call you, I leave you a voicemail, called, left voicemail, post, and that's it. Okay, so that's my note for the call. So when I go back to this lead and I go to the list of comments, oh, I see, on this date, I called, I left a voicemail. So this is really, really neat. Add activities. These are for to-dos, for meetings and phone calls planned. This was developed by coders and they like subjects. So subject, I can't type. But this is a test. Maybe you want the administrator to do it, or you want Dom to do it, or you have the team. That's something that it's supported. You can assign task to a team, and whoever is the first one to pick it up picks it up. Date for tomorrow, or due date. Status, plan, held, not held. And here you say if it's a call or a meeting. So save. So if there's an activity plan, it will show right here. Now back to the home page. When you first log into the home page, now you have the history of what has been done, and you have okay, overdue activities. Let's see, is there current activities, upcoming activities, so this is a test. So okay, so I would say call them about this and that, and it would show over here. So this is a rundown pretty much of the leads. Another thing that is very useful, if you have several leads here, you can select the whole page, or you can go and select all the leads that you want. Go action, and then go to send mail or send text message, and this will just send. I will see the it will see the the outgoing server is not set up, but it will email all of these people one by one. So if you send the same email to a bunch of people, that's very useful. Here is something else that I use a lot, and these are the filters. So by default, this is all leads, all the leads that were added this month. You can create a new filter with conditions. So basically, all leads from okay, all leads from from hospital events in December. You can set it as public so other people can see it, or just if you don't set it as public, only you will see that, and you can set it as your default list. And then here you put your conditions. So here you put what you see. So I like to see first name, last name, primary phone, last name, first name, last name, primary phone, email address, company name, and where they're from. Well, I mean, lead source could be useful, or lead status. So primary email. And actually notes as well, the lead status. And notes is very useful. Okay, add conditions. Then it could be lead status equal this thing, or dates, anything. Is you can be very creative here depending on the campaign you work with. I'm not going to put any conditions. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe something with the install. I'll take a look. So do you need any condition? Okay, it worked. It's just I had set up the condition and I didn't fill it in, so I had to remove it. That's why it was causing an error. But see, like, this is really neat because now you have the list of the people to call, right? Because I mean, you have to make a lot of calls in business, in selling, and the more you can be off the computer typing and more dialing, the better off. So this is a super nice way to organize your day ahead of time so you can be doing business development very effectively. What else should we show you? I mean, when you import leads, you can always just email me the file and I'll import it for you, but as long as it's a CSV. One thing to be careful when you import CSV is sometimes in your text, if you have commas, like the address has a comma, then the algorithm thinks that it's changing columns, but it's not. It's just within the file itself. The text has commas, so if it's a comma delimited file, it screws it up a little bit. So I usually do a search replace, and I replace the commas with dots and with periods. So that's one quick way to fix that. And that's about it for the leads. And I basically just encourage you to play with it. I mean, contacts, if you have your Outlook contacts, and these are just personal contacts, it could be centers of influence, but not necessarily leads, then I would just add them into contacts. Let's go to contacts. Add a contact. This is just a quick rundown. I'm not sure how long I've been talking, but user portals. Each contact's going to have the user portal. That's for another day. And in any kind of industry where you're teaching or guiding people, the portal is very cool because it gives access to documents and a central place to go and take notes. What I wanted to show you here is in contacts. Each contacts are linked to companies, right? So here you can create a new company, organization. Can't spell my own business name. I'm kind of tired too. Assign to yourself, save. You can go to the full form if you have all the info. So now this name is going to be under Sphere Media. So I'm hungry. Okay. So let's say click on Sphere Media Agency. I'm under organizations here. So organizations is, it will just list all the companies, and this is Sphere Media that I just added. Maybe what I should have done is go here, click on Dom. So let's say Dominic is, I've been working with him, and now I want to create a, I want to change him. I click on Convert. Okay, so the other one was called Social Media Agency. This one is going to be called just Social Sphere Media. The other one was Sphere Media Agency. Industry. And my notes, do I want the notes to be in the organization or in the contacts? And I personally put the notes in the organizations because each organization will have several contacts, and the notes has to be more specific to that actual contact. And I found myself not reading the notes from contacts as much as reading the notes from organizations. So I always put the notes in the organization. Create an opportunity as well. Let's say I might hire you to talk at an event. So we'll create an opportunity. Okay, so I may invite you to talk, let's say in January. And okay, well, you're just qualifying to see if I really have the money to hire you, or you're just at a prospecting stage, or need analysis means you're looking at my needs to see what I need. Value proposition is, or you're in the process of pitching me. So you can modify all those to fit your sales process. And let's say, okay, the stock is going to be $4,500. Okay, and transfer data record to organization. That's what I talked about earlier. I like my notes to be to the organization. It will create both. It will create the organization, and it will create also the contacts. But I want the notes to be under organization. Save. Is this the right time? Oh my gosh, I haven't had lunch. So organizations, there should be 2 in there, right? So it did create the second one. So if I go to Sphere Media Agency, which is the one I did in that interface, and I click on contacts, activity, emails, documents, it's too small for my eyes. Then Nanya is going to be in here, right? And I can add several contacts onto the organization. Now, if I just want to look at the contacts, I can click on contacts, and it will list them all. The opportunity that I created, I mean, I use opportunity because I talk to somebody on the phone and I do a follow-up, and I forget to contact them about the opportunity. Or it happened a few times where I click on opportunity and I go, oh yeah, I gotta call that guy because he contacted me about something. So opportunities is really outstanding for that. Contacts, you can also, if you have partners, you put your partners in there. Well, yeah, no, is it source? We removed it. Whatever I wanted to show you is not there. Oh, we have to add it. It's a types. You can say, this person is a partner or a center of influence. So then if you want to send a specific email to all your partners or people who can refer you business in your industry, or like if you have a little event, well, all the partners should know about it. So you can sort them that way. And actually, in the search, you have the same thing here. You can also create specific filters, so you see specific types of contacts. I think this is a good start. Let's play with that. There's all kind of other options that we could eventually do. I don't know if you use Google Calendar, but you could easily integrate Google Calendar into this. Well, I say easily, not easily for me, but easily for the user. And yeah, so this is my opportunity now against sales funnel. We have one value proposition, so kind of neat, top opportunity. Let me know if you have any question.